Assalamu alaikum. This is our first online lecture of arms control and disarmament, and the topic is future of arms control. Arms control is one of the important topic, and if we shuffle the pages of history, it has always remained important. It was not only important in Cold War when different development has took related to it, लेकिन with the passage of time इसकी importance उतनी ही बढ़ती गई जितने ज़्यादा न्यूक्लियर स्टेट्स बढ़ते गए और like for example initially there were only two powers who were having nuclear weapon, Soviet Union and USA, but with the passage of time these nuclear states have started increasing as the development is taking place in different fields in the same way. This arms development, we have developed a lot of lethal weapons who are enough capable of perishing countries within days or within hours, I would say. So right now the issue of this nuclear proliferation or arms development is not only a threat to one single state or a region, but it has become a threat to the whole world. And it's not only the thing that should be taken care by Russia or USA, but all the major states and the countries who are having nuclear weapons should think about it. Though it is quite unacceptable that or unimaginable that any of the countries gonna use a nuclear weapon, but you never know if it is being developed or it is being kept by a country who is having a democratic setup. You can think कि वो नहीं use कर सकते, but if it's in the hands of a dictator, you cannot because they are unpredictable and for his own safety he can use it. So and even the most important thing I would highlight over here is that it can go or it can slip into the hand of terrorists, and that would be bringing devastating consequences for the world. But at the same time, I would highlight that 90% of the nuclear stockpiles is being owned by Russia and USA. So the major powers who should lead this initiative of arm controls at global level should be Soviet Union and USA, because they are having because they are having 90% of the stockpiles with them. Though these two states would take the initiative, but I have already mentioned that the nuclear weapon is becoming common. Like almost 8 to 9 countries are having them right now. China, India, Pakistan, and Iran is even being doubted that they are developing a weapon. Israel. So Pakistan's program is being taken very seriously, despite the fact that they have took all measure of its safety, but still it's being doubted. The security of Pakistani program is being doubted, and the Western powers are quite worried about it. because it's not being influenced properly by any of the Western power, neither even Russia, and not even China. Even though China and Pakistan is having very good relation, but Pakistan nuclear program isn't under their influence. So at times Pakistan program is being considered as set, but uh, as per the steps are being taken by our government, it's quite safe. So why I have discussed this Pakistani program over here, because Pakistan has fought a war in Afghanistan as a frontline state, so that's why I have discussed, and the world was actually feeling vulnerable, because this spillover effect of Talibanization in Pakistan can have the control, could have the control of Pakistani program. That's why I have discussed it over here. So and you cannot be sure that an this nuclear exchange or nuclear conflict can take place in between even the democratic countries. I'll give you the example of Pakistan and India. Like for example, during this episode of Pulwama attack, after that India and Pakistan was on the brink of war almost, and अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन कोई भी बनती, so conventionally Pakistan has no match with India. So obviously if India would have opened different fronts, Pakistan के पास कोई और option ना होती, Pakistan would have gone for the use of tactical nuclear weapon. And believe me, if a small scale of nuclear exchange happens in between two countries, it can kill a million of people, and it would be a catastrophe for the world. And other than this, we can see the tense relation in between China and India, as China is being accused of entering into Ladakh and capturing a lot of territory on ground. So India could retaliate, and that conflict can escalate to something big, like nuclear exchange in between India and China. So you never know. So the important thing over here is to control these nuclear weapons. And the important thing over here, I would say that a forum should be made, not a bilateral forum in between Soviet Union and USA, but a multilateral forum should be formed, and all the countries who are possessing nuclear weapons should be a part of it, and this is how the negotiations should start in controlling the spread of nuclear weapon. And again, while talking about controlling of these nuclear weapon, there are two things that comes in mind, that either we should totally eliminate these nuclear weapon, or we should just control them. Controlling them won't make any difference, and different states argues that if we'll control them, then even then we would have the nuclear weapon, and a nuclear exchange can take place in between two nuclear countries. So and they claim that we need to maintain that trust. Like Pakistan claims that we cannot match India conventionally, so we need to have these weapons. Initially India should abandon their weapon, after that we'll be abandoning it, otherwise Pakistan would not initiate it firstly. So in the same way, it is quite difficult to convince the countries who are possessing nuclear weapon to eliminate their stockpiles, or to bringing the whole globe to a global zero. Mm, so, if we talk about eliminating nuclear weapon, so it would be again impossible, because some of the social scientists claim that right now the states are having nuclear weapon. That's why the balance of power is being maintained, because the trust is being maintained and the wars are not taking place. So they claim that if nuclear weapons are being eliminated, the wars will start again in between the countries. Those won't be the wars in which there would be an exchange of nuclear weapon, but a conventional wars. But if because US and Russia are having the major chunk of nuclear weapon in the world, so if initially they reduces their weapons, so then they can actually uh, then they can actually influence other countries who are having nuclear weapon, and they can rationally talk to them that we have reduced our weapons to this much quantity, you should also reduce. So the other countries may start thinking about it. So the initiative should be actually uh, should be taken by USA and Russia. So this was the future of arm control, and mm, I'll share the link of this lecture in the group, and after that you'll be able to ask me question regarding it. And thank you so much, and listen to it carefully. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.